Welcome to virtual B to the third power.
Virtual, baby.
Virtual. How are you guys tonight?
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
We're living in a virtual world.
Yes. You almost made me break out in the song, but I'm going to hold that.
Right.
What was that song? Material World?
Material World.
We live in a virtual world, but okay. I don't want to get us in trouble. How about that?
Right. Come back.
Yes. Welcome everyone to B to the third power. We are so excited tonight. We have a phenomenal show lined up for you guys and some phenomenal guests. And I know we say that every week, but baby, you got to be honest. We really do.
We really do.
But you know what we got to do before we get to that point? Let's go on and catch up.
Let's catch up.
So how has your week been, honey?
Oh, my week has been awesome. Like I said, told you guys about this whole quarantine. I've really been taking advantage of it. And I really think this is a good time for creatives because, you know, we get the time to really have to stay at home and do some creative things. And so I'm really appreciating the time to be home. I've been cleaning out rooms. I've been getting rid of stuff. Bulk trash I'm getting rid of everything. And I'm just really taking advantage of this time and, you know, home improvements. And so that's what I did all last week. And then Saturday, I really had some downtime. But you all, you know, when you host a cookout, it's really not downtime because you're really working. Yeah. So, but
let's be clear. You ain't had no real big cookout. You just had a few
friends.
A few friends come.
Yeah, a few friends came over, and we did we tried to do our whole little social distance thing, but that wore me out. But other than that, I had an amazing week and amazing weekend. So I won't complain.
But I was gonna say anyway. You guys haven't seen each other like. You guys don't understand. They go on vacation. And you actually mentioned this the last time. You guys go on vacation literally every year. Y'all take some type of girls trip.
Right. Yeah.
And so this was y'all's first time getting together. And you were like, T, come on, T. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to stay put just this time.
Right.
Because
these are all co-workers. So
because we got other stuff going on. So it's all good. But I did have a question for you. Inquiring minds want to know. Now, I know you've been doing a lot of work in your house, right? Mm-hmm. But is it you doing the work or is it Dale doing the work? I'm just saying. And
he can probably hear you. So he's probably sitting there like, she better.
But look, Dale, I ain't gonna let her take your credit, baby. I ain't gonna let her take your credit.
Much respect. He has been doing amazing painting, cutting.
I was about to say, I called Sherri. We're talking. I was like, go ask Dale. She was like, I'm not going to ask Dale anything. And I said, why not? She was like, Dale is painting.
He's been painting. He's been pulling up carpets and getting these wood floors together. So I can't complain. He's been doing an amazing job. Yeah. But I've been doing some work too.
You have, but this is where I'm gonna give you all the credit.
He laughing.
Right. Cause see, let me come get her credit though, Dale. Her credit is she has. Listen, y'all, I'm so proud of my co-host BFF because my baby girl, all the stuff that I was getting on her about before COVID, when I would be like, when you writing that book, she'd be like, I'm writing a book, and I'd be giving her shade like, what you say, when you writing that book? My baby has been in the lab putting her creative work together, and she has some amazing projects coming forth. Yes. And let me tell you, just like you support us with the show, I'm asking you, be sure to support my baby when she releases her stuff, because she's been working hard, y'all.
I have. I was up at 3 o'clock this morning looking at emails and writing down tips and yes. But what have you been up to?
I have been, I don't know. This past week has been crazy. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what I've done. Oh, I'm excited. And I know I owe y'all pictures. I know. Don't get me. I promise. Maybe I'll post them to our page. I have 11 watermelons that have come out.
No way.
So I've been like stalking my garden. Yes, I have a nice cucumber that's almost finished, so I can't wait to go pluck that one. Nice. I have some tomatoes, but the ones that I'm excited about is, let me tell you, I did not know what I was getting myself into with these watermelons, right? So I got vines over here, vines over there, vines this way, that way, this way. And then it's like 2 and 3 watermelons on each one right now. And you can see that more are coming. Wow. And so it's quite interesting. But I love it. So I'm going to have watermelons to give away because there's no way we're going to be able to eat all of those before playing. I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. But
now we'll be riding all the way down there for that one.
Listen, it's working out. But I think I've just been having fun with the kids this week. This past week, I've gotten some work done. Don't get me wrong, because I have several different projects that are coming up that I am spending time working on. But for the last week, I can honestly say I spent a lot of time playing with little Margie. Okay. And so getting it with Margie and Nazaya. We've been, my little cousin who's been staying with us for the summer, but I just got out and just had fun with the kids. So I think I took a vacation, a half of a vacation. I worked half the day and played the rest of the day. And they got me in here playing games, these little video games and stuff. Child, these games are stressful. I don't know who developed these games, but these video games are stressful because then you get mad and frustrated, and I see why the kids be screaming and yelling. Yeah, so that's been my life, playing games and working hard. Yeah.
Yelling at the TV at the
Yeah, yelling at your phone, because these are the games that you play together virtually. Oh, and I'm like, they're like, don't leave me. What you doing? I'm like, I don't know how I left you. And it's stressful.
Stressful. It's too much.
But we have fun. But needless to say, that's enough about us for the moment. And we definitely want to shout out our beloved G3, who is still holding it down in Alaska. We miss you. Yes. We look forward to seeing you soon, friend, because I think he comes back in a couple weeks. Yeah. So we'll be excited to see him.
Out there doing big things in Alaska.
Yes. I love it. Because it's like he's supposed to be one place, and then I'm like, well, I thought you was going this place. He was like, I got transferred somewhere else. So he living a life, but we miss you. We can't wait to see you, G3. And of course, we can't wait to get started with our guest tonight. We have some phenomenal guests in the house tonight. We have Ethel Davis, wealth manager and financial coach, and so much more. And then we have David Smith Sr., who is a youth advocate making big moves in the community, y'all. We are so looking forward to chatting with them. And in order for us to do that, you know what we have to do? We got to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll have Ethel Davis in the house with us, sharing good, practical financial tips to help you guys get back on track. Wait a minute, help us get back on track.
So grab your pen and paper.
And be right back. This is B3rdPower. It's our virtual show, baby, on Earth Style Media.
Coming up on an all-new episode of B3rdPower. Join us as we sit down with wealth manager Ethel Davis of VZD Capital Management. Then, youth advocate David Smith Sr. is in the house sharing with us all of his new initiatives. This is an episode you don't want to miss. B3rdPower starts now.
Welcome back to B to the Third Power here on Urban Style Media. We are super excited to welcome to the show with us. I was like the show. I got stuck for a second. She's the CEO, portfolio manager. She's a business strategist, speaker, financial coach, author, philanthropist, and hold on, wait a minute, y'all. She is the first African-American female to own 100% of a registered investment advisory firm in the Midwest, and one of the few in the U.S. It's Miss Ethel Davis.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you guys doing?
We are fantastic. Listen, I know that was a long introduction, but you have so much going on. It's no way in the world that we could not let the audience know who we have in our presence today. And so we are so grateful to have you and take time out your busy schedule.
Well, I am just honored to be with you. I know that we're all in a different new norm.
Yes.
But I find positive things in a new norm. So I'm just really excited that we have technology that we can still make an impact.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
I love that.
So I ran through all your accolades, but tell our audience a little bit more about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Ethel Davis, and of course, I've been in the financial arena for over 30 some years. I got into this business because of my own ignorance, that I did not know about investing and really how to manage money. I didn't grow up in a home. We had money, but we didn't talk about what to do with the money. And it wasn't until I went to college that my friends, they all had trust funds. They were all trust fund babies. And I was like, wow. And so I knew that there had to be more people like me that didn't know. And so it was just God, you know, he's so good to us. He actually connected the dots and used me as the vessel, because my first job, that's what I said. I said, you know, I don't have the background, but I have the mouthpiece and I have the thirst. And so people's going to want to see someone who looks like them or some way that they can make that connection. So that was over 30 some years ago. And I've been with American Century. I worked for Charles Schwab, Fidelity Investments, a small boutique firm here in Overland Park. And then finally in 2012, God said, I got a gift for you, your own firm. Yes. So this is a time, even right now, as we're going through, I hope people are thinking about, are they really living their passion? Because that's kind of what happened to me, is that when I was going through a little bit of turbulence, God birthed this firm for me. Yeah. And so again, I think this is a time that people should really dig deep to find out what is their passion. And maybe it's not the corporate job. It may be something else.
Yes.
Pay attention to your gut.
Sherri and I talk about that all the time. And that's a pact that Sherri and I actually made with each other, was that we were not going to allow this time to pass. And I don't know if you heard her earlier, she has been putting her effort. I mean, so have I, but I've been proud of her because I get on her all the time about moving towards her vision so that she can accomplish those great things, because she has some wonderful ideas. And I'm like, Sherri, you got to move, baby. You got to move.
Yes, because I call that's downloading. You know, it says, you know, I have plans for you. That's the plan. And you've got to execute the plan.
Right.
And so, you know, right now, probably a lot of people out there is, you know, kind of going through the motions because all the media and it makes people feel heavy. But if you look at it, this is a time for opportunities. And I'll just kind of dive in, because what I love is the stock market. And oh my God, you know, I mean, we get fearful. Faith and fear they don't match.
No.
So you got to get rid of that fear. And so what I loved about this time is that we're all at home. This is totally different. It's unprecedented. We're in uncharted waters. But guess what? We're making money.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't want to make money?
Right.
And so
We do. We want to make money. We want to make money.
so all you have to do, I mean, I know it's more scientific than I'm going to say tonight, but I want you to follow your gut. And your gut is saying, okay, we are in this time where people are at home working, children at home, that we all trying to figure out how to do this, right?
Right.
But so when I heard this coming, I was like, whoa, I got to turn my whole thing around, because we got to get in the right mental frame of mind. So I bought what I knew that was going to be important to this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the first stock was Clorox. Now, I'll be honest, I wouldn't have bought Clorox prior to this stage.
And you probably, and the stock is probably high right about now.
At 200, it's over $200 some dollars.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Zoom came out as an initial public offering, which is IPO. That's when a company is going public.
Mm-hmm.
When it came out, it was very volatile. I told everyone that's not the time to buy it.
Right.
But when I heard that they were sending people home, I bought all I could get.
Right.
And that stock has went from the low that I bought it clear up. I'm over 90%, and haven't been in it a year.
Because they're well over 200 too, as well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we all know that Amazon, first of all, anytime you hear a company hiring, and they were hiring left and right, know they have assets. And then they're so innovative. So I've always had Amazon, but Amazon today is trading over $3,000 a share.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you got to get in. You can't wait.
Yes.
People pay me to make those investment decisions for them. When to buy, when to sell, and it's based upon each client. It's not, I don't have a model. And so what I would tell people is, a lot of people wait because they're like, well, I don't know. Just start somewhere.
Right.
Start somewhere. Start small. But the one thing is the financial literacy that it takes to go along with this, because you have to save some money. So I always tell people this: I don't care how much money you make, because I've seen people that had $200,000 in debt, and basically they paid that off by being intentional.
Yes.
So the word intentional is critically important when you're starting to think about building and accumulating wealth. So I don't care if you make $10, go ahead and get your 10% to the higher power, and then your 10% to yourself, and then that leaves 80%, and then that's what you work with. And then when you get a pay raise, that should change.
So y'all heard that. Pay your 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself 10%.
Exactly.
Do your 10% for those that tithe, and those that don't, maybe consider it. Give your 10% to God and your charitable giving, not to your God, but to God and your charitable giving, and take the 10% for yourself and use the rest to pay your bills.
Yes.
So
I read that somewhere. That's good that you say that.
You gotta pay yourself.
Yeah.
Because people don't pay themselves, they're cheating themselves. And then the number two, if you're working for a company that has a retirement plan and they match, put at least some of it, because you're leaving money on the table.
Right.
That's where most people build or what that is in their retirement plans. And for entrepreneurs, we can actually put away $40,000 tax-free. Why would you not do that?
Yeah.
If you're making $100,000, and there's a limit based upon how much you make, but let's say you can put $40,000 and $100,000, that leaves you $60,000. And so again, you can qualify for so much, because as an LLC, I went ahead and made it so that I get paid a salary. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know how to do their business. So, because you want to keep money in your business, just like you want to keep money in your retirement plan. You want to keep money in the bank. You got to plan for it. So basically, I get paid a salary. The company, I get a car. I get all the things just like big corporations. But see, sometimes we think small. We don't think of ourselves like Amazon or Apple, but we should.
Right.
Because you know what? Guess how they started? Probably in someone's basement.
Right. We know Apple did. Apple started.
We know, exactly.
Yes.
So
I do have a question.
But as a little Apple, okay, please.
So I do have a question for I know my heart and passion is definitely with single moms and single dads. Growing up as a single mom, it was always a dream of mine to invest and to be able to do these kinds of things. But the paycheck life was real.
Mhm.
Do you have any suggestions or any tips for single moms, single dads who would love to do something like this, even if it's $1 per day? Something, and it's something more easily attainable, because we hear the bigger numbers and we get excited, but then we just don't know how to get there. So could you give them some words?
That was a very great question. Thank you. Yes, none of us started that way. So what I ask people to do is just put every week, if you get paid weekly, set up an account where you're putting that 10% in that account, whatever that amount is. If it's $2, the great thing, I use Charles Schwab. I love Fidelity Investment. They don't have any minimums anymore. So you can start with any amount, and I would recommend that you just have it taken out of your paycheck, because once it's gone, it's gone. What I find is most people will say, okay, when I get my paycheck, I'll do that. No, they don't, because something is always going to come up.
Right.
The second important thing is do have a little bit of savings, because when something does come up, something emergency, the first thing a lot of people do is tap their investments. And that's not, you don't have a foundation. I recommend that people look at their spending habits and just put down what is a need. Mortgage is a need, insurance is a need. Cut out the Starbucks. You got to be intentional. Cut out, everybody does not have to have, and the kids don't have to have cell phones. If you need one cell phone, you can get one at Walmart that you can budget. A budget is critically important. And that's the one thing a lot of people don't do is budget.
Right.
So, and they, there's needs and there's wants, and you got to be able to separate it. So even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, go and analyze everything you're spending. Keep a journal, every penny you're spending, because I bet I could find some money where you could really cross that out, and there's some more money for you. The other thing is your home is a shopping mall. And let me tell you about this. We have eBay. We have all of these places that we can sell on. Some things that people think is one man's trash, it's another man's treasure. All those old games we used to have, the Pac-Man and all that, do you know how much they're going for now? $2,000, $3,000. I heard the other day someone paid $700,000 for a game that was out in 2008 because they just paid $114,000 for Super Mario's brother. Yeah, exactly. The video from Nintendo. I was like, really? Like I threw that away. Like nothing. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So many people don't know the treasures they have all around them. Mm-hmm. And so, for example, let's talk to the women. Okay, we might have a handbag we don't wear no more. Sell it. Mm. We may have clothing. I have friends that have stores in various places, and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they got another job, but that's just a hobby. Yeah. So think about something that you like and turn it into a job. For example, I love cars. I do. I love some cars, y'all, for real. So people pay me to negotiate their car deals because they don't want to deal with it. Wow. And listen how good God is. if you just take my first name, now usually I have a J. It's Ethel J. Davis. But if you take my first initial, my last, it spells Ed. So I used it as Ed because they think I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play the receptionist out here.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, if they needed a car and they dislike to go and make a deal, I buy the car off of eBay for them, do the whole thing, and they pay me a commission.
I know that's right.
Okay? Easy. Some people are good at shopping. Some people are good at I would pay someone big money to organize me, keep me organized.
I need that.
You know what? I mean, for real, just think of all these little things that if you have that talent, turn it into a job.
That's right. Yeah.
Look at the people now that has to stay inside, but they need someone to run errands for them. That's a job.
That's a job. Yeah.
You know, if we would just open up our minds, we all have to have a wealthy mindset. You know, the only difference between the have and the have-nots?
Mm-hmm.
It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
And
I say all the time, Ethel, I say all the time, it is the same 24 hours in a day for a person that is successful as it is for someone who is struggling to get there. It's the same 24 hours in a day. The difference is what are you going to do differently in your 24 hours in a day to get to success? How are you going to do it differently? That's the only difference.
And you know what we need? And as women, we're not good at it. We need mentors and femtors.
Mm-hmm.
Mentor to me is a man. They think different than us. Mm-hmm. And then we need a femtor, which is a woman. Because we have to have the both. And we didn't make it here by ourselves. Mm-hmm. And then we got to reach back and pull somebody else up.
Yeah.
But who stuck out their hand to help you up? That's another way of giving to me. That's another way to give. And so I belong to Women Who Mean Business here in Kansas City. We have over 500 members. The first one of the first women to win is my mentor. And can I tell you, I wouldn't have made it because I didn't know, no one in my family, only but one person had a business.
Right.
But you need to surround yourself people that are higher than you. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You are the smartest person in your circle.
Okay.
Please get yourself a new circle.
Yep.
Because what are you going to learn?
Yep.
Okay. What are you going to learn?
Absolutely nothing.
I like to surround myself, but then once you start saving, that's where you get the excitement. For example, I had someone very close to me who trusted me with their retirement assets, which they didn't realize they were still working and they can actually get a brokerage account at Charles Schwab and hire someone to manage it.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who they hired? Voila. And I could hear the excitement. When the market was going up, I would say, look at your account. And that makes you want to give more because you're starting to see the value.
Yes.
So I would say the first thing for everyone right now, even with the stimulus check, save some of it. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't need that extra pair of shoes. We don't need maybe that handbag. But if you don't have a budget, you don't have
your head, Sherri. You just
okay. There's something in there. She put her head like this. So what?
She went all the way down.
She went all the way, Sherri. I'm calling you out. What was that?
I know.
So what it is, most people don't want to do the budgeting. And actually, after a while, once you get it ingrained, you be crossing off so much stuff. I'll need that. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, you got all this extra money.
Yeah.
And the other thing is your tax refunds. Don't get the shoes. Put it in your bank account, okay? Mm-hmm. I know people say, "Oh, I'm gonna get a tax refund. I'm gonna go this and that." No.
Right.
80 day is coming, okay?
Okay. Because let me tell you, the twins and when they were growing up, we had an amazing time.
Yeah.
I didn't learn. I threw away a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then I was like, why is all my friends got these trust accounts and I don't have one?
Right.
And so when I found out their parents, instead of having birthday parties, they would put money in a savings account.
Right.
Do you know Melanie Hobson, who is the president of Area Capital Management?
Yes.
On holidays and birthdays, she didn't get presents.
Mm-hmm.
She got stock.
Mm.
That's how you start teaching your children. I make little games with mine when they're little. My grandkids is probably better than I am, really, because I tell them, okay, how much do you think, who owns that company? And then we do homework and we look at it and they get excited about it. Mm-hmm. They read the Wall Street Journal, 5 and 11. The 11-year-old reads to the 5-year-old now. Mm-hmm. But you got to ingrain that in their heads.
Yeah.
I did that with my own kids. They know it too. So we got to get in the habit of saving. Mm-hmm. We're consumers, but consumerism doesn't have to be you spend every dime you have. That money's burning a hole in your pocket. Mm-hmm. And then the second, we have talents that we haven't tapped. They said they have 7 income streams. Mm-hmm. 7. So I know, Lynn, you have books.
Yes, ma'am.
You already know you can get up in front of a room, tear it down, speak. You're getting paid speaking in the front of the room, and you sell it in the back of the room. Come on now.
In the back.
In the back of the room,
that's
you
right.
still making money.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Then, in addition to that, so you have your own business, you want to get money back, so you put money in the retirement plan. It takes your AGI down, and guess what? You're going to get more money back on your income taxes.
Yes, ma'am. You know what I learned from this conversation? Me and Miss Ethel going to have another conversation. All this is done.
Yeah, definitely.
I got some learning to do, honey, and I need to talk to Miss Ethel.
Yes, I do too. I really do.
Help us get on. I want you to be excited about it because, again, look up the word wealth. It has no zeros. Because you know why? Wealth is right here. That's what wealth is. You just taking what you have right up in here and right here, and then you're putting it out there.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then when you have children, you bring them in and you teach them that too. Set them down with you. Let me show you how I'm going to balance my checkbook. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give them some money.
I'm like, that is so good because I just had that conversation with my daughter. I was like, you got to learn how to do better than what mommy did. That's and right. I said, so we need to get, and I told her, I said, we're going to go print you out a checkbook ledger. And I want you to start tracking your expenses because a lot of the money that you lose comes in the consistent swiping. You swiping and you swiping and you swiping.
Not
you can sit down and budget out exactly what you're going to spend and say, okay, I got this bill. This is going to this bill. That's going to this bill. That's going to this bill. And at the end, I should have this much over.
Exactly.
But when you're in there swiping and you're swiping and you're swiping and you're swiping, next thing you know, you've gone over.
Yes.
What you
see to do?
Where did my money go? Oh, it went to them 20 swipes you did in between.
And you may not have nothing to show for the swipes.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing.
But so, you ate good though.
You ate good.
But you ate good. But you know,
but your outfit ain't fit no more because you didn't put too much on it.
Too much. I told the twins, they were about 10. And I told them, I said, you know what? We're gonna have to eat at home because I don't have the money. I'm completely broke. And they were about 10. And we sat down at the living room table, and I was like, let me explain something to you. Now, mom can either pay the car insurance, okay? I want you to look at this. This is how much we have. I can either pay the car insurance, or I can take this money and we can go out and eat, but we'll be walking down to the bus stop. Okay. And we'll be on the bus until I can pay it on my next check. So they were like, well, when is that? I said 2 weeks. 14 days. They would like ride the bus for 14 days. I said, right. So do we want to pay the car insurance or do we want to go out to eat? Do you know, Miss Ethel, them babies asked me for about 3 months after that every month, Ma, did you pay the car insurance? Did you pay the car insurance?
You know, that's how it happens when you start a business. My mentor started a business with no money.
Mm-hmm.
I did too.
Mm-hmm.
No money in the sense. And so everything you do, you have to be very intentional about that. So she set her girls down and said, you know, those steak dinners and everything, Mom can't do that anymore. And told them all what they're going to have to give up. You know what they said? Good. We didn't like it anyway. I love that. So when you tell your children, when you invite them to the table, they feel a part of the decision making.
Yeah.
It's okay to tell them that it's not going to be like this always.
Right.
But the new acronym is FIRE. Have you guys heard of it? FIRE?
No.
FIRE means financially independent, retired early. And these are young people that they may have a house, and let's say the only one live there, they rent out them other rooms. They do. I mean, I've heard some of the most amazing things, and what the amount they're renting out their room pays that mortgage. They are not spending that. They're socking every penny away.
Yes.
FIRE. We have to get that FIRE so that we're not working. We're out here hustling. We're busting it. But what do we have to show for it?
Right.
Absolutely.
And that can get discouraging, ladies and gentlemen, both. And as single parents, I understand there's a little difference, but you still can do it.
Yeah.
All you got to say is, I made up in my mind, God, I'm sick and tired. I don't want to live like this anymore. And you can change. Baby steps.
We're definitely going to have to bring you back, especially we might have to do a behind the scenes chat.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Matter of fact,
I'm
here. Telling you now, we're going to need to do a behind the scenes chat to do in depth.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, I'm so glad you came on tonight.
Yes. And for those people that want to get in contact with you, real quick, how can people reach you if they want to secure your services?
Go to www.V as in Victor, Z as in Zebra, D as in Davis, C as in Cat, A as in Apple, P as in Paul, VZDcap.com. And let me tell you a little bit about that. That VZD is important because I was adopted, didn't know it until I was grown. And so my parents are deceased, and VZD stands for Virgil and Zethar Davis.
Yes.
So if you remember those old names, and I have one too, Ethel, I didn't name the company after me because I'll work harder for them than I would for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
well, it has been such an honor having you with us today.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, for those of you that have been engaged, because we need to talk more about these stock markets too at some point, because you was dropping off hints, and I'm like, I know you and I had a conversation about how now is the time. And so we want to make sure that our people don't miss, our audience doesn't miss this opportunity to invest while the stocks are down.
Yeah, and there's always cyclical, too, because when we get out of this and into a recovery, we'll shift into the next.
Yeah.
But if you don't know that, how do you do it?
Correct.
Somebody's got to tell you.
So y'all need to stay tuned. Miss Ethel will be joining us for behind the scenes chat very, very soon. But we thank you so much, Miss Ethel.
Thank you so much.
Now, go keep your seatbelt on, but go get you guys a snack. I'm not even going to say the healthy one this time. Go and get yourself a snack. Get you something yummy to munch on. And
I'm going to get one for me too.
Because we have David Smith Sr. about to join us. And boy, do we have an amazing conversation for our parents out there and youth advocates. So you want to make sure that you come on back. Anyway, get your snack. Be right back. This is B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media.
It's official! Coming September the 13th, 2020, the ladies of B3rdPower will be hosting the first annual Community of Champion Awards. Sponsored by Global Executive Staffing. We're looking for donors and sponsors to help make this a memorable event. If you'd like to participate and or nominate a community champion, please email us at B3rdPower@gmail.com with your nomination and support. This is an event you don't want to miss. B3rdPower Community of Champion Awards. Be there.
Welcome back to B3rdPower, our virtual show here on Urban Style Media. We are back and we have with us Mr. David Smith Sr. He is a youth advocate, and let me tell you, he wears so many different hats.
He does.
But you want to get to know him, that's for sure. Welcome, David. How are you this evening?
Hello, how are you?
Good evening, Sherri. Good evening, Lynn. It's a pleasure to be with you both this evening. Man, Ethel was phenomenal. I mean, I wish I could have sat in there with her and just, but yeah, it's a great honor to be with you guys this evening.
Yes, great information, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you tell our audience a little bit about yourself? Like I told them, you wear so many different hats. You've co-founded so many things. I mean, you are on the ground. Let us know a little bit more about you.
So thank you, Sherri and Lynn, again. I am David W. Smith Sr. I am a man of many hats. First and foremost, my most famous hat is father. So I mean, that's the one that I appreciate the most, but I'm an advocate and an activist, a community leader. I serve on many boards. I'm vice president of the 100 Fathers, co-founder of the Children's Rights Fund. I sit on a couple father, men and boys committees, co-founder of Fatherhood Forum, which is a fatherhood initiative in our school system. And just all around, I'm all about, working with good people and collaborating. And so when I met Sherri a couple years ago, I was like, we just connected, and I'm glad to be able to sit on this platform with her today, and you as well, Lynn, and just be able to share information, learn information, and picked up a lot of information from Ethel, the previous guest. And I mean, I wish I wish I had knew some of that when I was younger, or even as a young adult. I mean, and as I shared with both of you all earlier, we passed financial literacy in Prince George's County Public Schools this year. So our youth are really going to have that opportunity, because it's now going to be curriculum based, that they have to have that requirement. And it's only going to make them, more financial ready, and as I heard you guys speaking about single parents, as a single parent myself, I wish I had more understanding of how to manage your money, just as an individual, but also as a parent. So this is going to help children that are maybe in a single parent home, help their family, manage money. So, and that's really what I'm all about, is advocating for, for people and supporting, that's why I'm glad I'm here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm so excited because I knew that was coming. I don't know whether Sherri told me, because I know Sherri does a lot of work with the roundtables in Prince George's County for education. But I agree, that is a phenomenal thing to be able to educate our children at an earlier age about finances, because you're right. Like, hello, if I had a class like that, there would have been so many pitfalls I could have avoided, just because I knew how to manage my money a lot better. I have one to grow on now, but it would have been nice to avoid some of it too.
Mm-hmm. And it's just really and the struggle is real, right, David? And we do have a lot of single parents out here, and they're wanting to do better. I don't believe that everybody is comfortable. I feel like some people are very uncomfortable and want to do better, and they want to do better financially. But when it's paycheck to paycheck and you really trying to figure out, do I buy Tide or do I get gas? It's kind of difficult sometimes. So, I really appreciate Prince George's County for really pushing that financial literacy thing, because we definitely want to, keep our kids intact. And some of the programs you're involved with the fatherhood program, will they be teaching the financial literacy as well?
So with the 100 Fathers, we have an array of programs, from the rites of passage to our boyhood to manhood program. Mm-hmm. But I believe financial literacy is something we have brought in before, but it's really going to help now more, because, it'll give men the opportunity to take it, because, it's not just the students that are, adults need to know how to manage their money, like Ethel said. So having financial literacy as a program is definitely going to support our fathers and our men and our boys throughout our program as well.
Awesome. So do you have anything coming up, any events coming up, or anything that, we can throw out there for the fathers that may be watching?
So we just completed a men's mental health forum about a month ago to help men understand how important mental health is, because when you talk about mental health, we only usually focus around the month of May, which is mental health awareness. But we have to come to the understanding that mental health is an everyday. Every day. I mean, men and women and children are dealing with mental health, and especially with the pandemic. So we put together a virtual roundtable about a month ago and just had men as the topic, because a lot of times men don't want to think they have issues. They want to think, oh, we're strong, we got this, we can handle this, or, it's weak to, talk about your health. And so we really put some expert panels of a panel of experts on there to talk about, the health and wellness around the mental state. So we're probably going to roll out another forum in that probably in the next month or so I can tell you about that. And then also we just did our fatherhood program that was a week of fatherhood, because June just passed. And so, as a father myself and advocating for fathers, I believe that we have to make sure that these fathers are engaged, whether they're married, whether they're separated, whether they're divorced, making sure that they play a vital role in the lives of their children, throughout the home, or if it's two family homes, or if it's school or in the community. Because you find that when men are engaged, especially, we're finding more now through research that, when men take a step up, that the children succeed much better, and you see an increase in academic success, and in social development. So, my thing is always making sure that we have, men involved, and just I support, women as well. But I mean, we have a couple events coming up, and like Miss Ethel said, we need mentors where men and women work together and help each other. And that's the key is finding collaboration, through organizations and through men and women, working together to support each other, because that's how you get things done.
Absolutely.
Are you familiar with Alexis Dobbins?
Oh, Alexis, that's my buddy. She's, I've worked with Alexis, and she's a good friend, because, one of my other organizations that I wear a hat on is the Children's Rights Fund, which I'm a statewide leader for shared parenting and co-parenting. And so when I met Miss Alexis, we clicked really well because of the co-parenting. And she was a strong, supporter for dads, because, unfortunately, a lot of times, and we're seeing the change, but men were always on the disadvantaged end when it came to co-parenting. And so to see more women step to the forefront to say, hey, we need our men to help here. We need our fathers engaged and involved. We may not have got along in the relationship, but you know what? let this child have a relationship with both its parents. And so, yeah, Alexis is wonderful. And
Oh, good. I'm glad you're in contact with her. I wasn't really sure. That's why I wanted to bring it up because, you know, I know people might be listening right now. You already know, David. They're saying, well, I don't like him. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to talk to him and I don't want to see him. You know, all of that drama. So I just wanted to know, because I'm pretty sure men have come in your organization that are probably going through it. And it's unfortunate that they're going through it, but I just wanted to make sure you were in touch with Ms. Dobbins.
And the thing is, a lot of times, you know, I have mothers that come to me that say, you know, they need support because the father is not doing the right thing as far as co-parent. And that really makes me even more, you know, irate, because I'm like, they're the ones that heard it for the ones that want to do something right. And so it's always good when, you know, I can have a balance of women and men working with both of them, because then, you know, you get the feel from both sides. And so sometimes, you know, it's good to have a female to call on and say, hey, can you interject here? So this, you know, because they're looking at it as, you know, a man, how can you help the woman? And you know, so I give them the advice of how good men play good roles in the lives of their children and how to see past some of those signs of, you know, when men are acting, you know, not correct. And, you know, and so it's always good to be able to have a resource. I tell people your toolbox can't just have one tool in it. You got to have multiple tools to get the job done. And so it's always good to have people like you and Alexis that, you know, work with our women and our mothers. So, you know, I appreciate what you guys do as well.
Absolutely.
Wow. I'm so glad you came on. You got a question, T?
I did. I was getting ready to say, so for the fathers, because I want to make sure that doesn't, you know, escape us, because you know, as always, time starts flying when we're having fun. But for fathers who want to engage with the 100 Fathers program, how can they get in contact with you for assistance or to join the movement?
So they can go to the website, which is www.100fathers.org. They can email me directly, which is dwsmithsr@gmail.com. They can also connect with me on Facebook, which is David W. Smith SR. Send me a message there. I used to give out my number publicly, which it's still public and a lot of people have it, but those are probably my phone has been ringing a lot lately. So I'll leave it at those contacts. Reach me through either Facebook Messenger or email is probably the best way.
Awesome. And I love that connection that you were setting up though, Sherri. I see that as a show coming soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Have them both on at the same time. I think that would be a phenomenal show for parents who are co-parenting. I think that, we're going to have a co-parenting show.
Especially during this time of, quarantine and, you know, and our lifestyle changes and now, you know, going with the kids in schooling and how is that going to look and how are we going to work with this? So, yeah.
And David, that's something that Sherri and I talk about all the time. It seems like we say it almost every week, and that is just because they're not the perfect mate for you doesn't mean that they can't be a great parent to their child. And so sometimes it is hard, and I see exactly what you're saying. I love that you are creating resources for the mothers, you know, to be able to step in to help, you know, engage and work through the situation. Because sometimes we do have to look past our, and I'm not saying it's easy, but sometimes we have to look past our own emotional, you know, feelings and stresses to be able to help see what's best for our children when it doesn't work out for us. And I'm not saying it's easy, ladies. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not saying that they weren't wrong in how they treated you, but it does not mean always that they're not going to be a good parent to their child or a good father to their child. So I love that you're putting both of those components together to help navigate the process.
And you know, it's always, you know, difficult when, you know, you go through a separation or a divorce, and you're right, the emotions are so high. And so people are fighting over their personal emotions, but not realizing the trauma that they're creating on their children that they have. And so, you know, you got to find a way to let go of that animosity, which is hard, but I think what you will find that you're much more successful when you can find a way to cooperate and communicate, because then that child will benefit in the long run. And so I always enjoy, that is, a very important topic that is co-parenting and shared parenting, because I've been working in the state of Maryland as an advocate for shared parenting reform for almost 12 years in the state of Maryland, to try to get them to change the statutes of law to say, hey, when you go into the court, let's look at this, at a shared responsibility, shared responsibility, which a lot of other states have started to change their model. But it's difficult because each case is different. And I know that's a discussion that we can have on another time, but really we have to look at 21st century reform when it comes to family and children and what's in their best interests, as we look at reforms across many, whether it's criminal justice, juvenile justice. Well, we got to have family justice reform is what I call it, and so it's coming, I believe, as more states open their minds and see that when two parents play a responsibility and have time together with their children, the child does much better, so.
Awesome. Well, you know what, David, thank you for joining us. I hate that time went by so fast, but guess what? You will definitely be back.
Absolutely.
Definitely be back. And please keep us posted on anything that you have coming up. Facebook and those algorithms, sometimes you just can't get them. So definitely keep me posted. Send it to B3rdPower, or you can send it to me directly, so that we can do whatever we can to make sure that the word gets out. And but I'm really looking forward to seeing you again. Yes. I can't see you. Virtual hugs.
Right. Well, thank you, Sherri. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate this opportunity. And like I said, yes, I definitely look forward to doing some more stuff with you, whether it's around children, family, education, mental health, fatherhood. Those are some big topics right now. And so thank you again for this opportunity. And you guys have a wonderful evening and stay safe.
You as well. And I was getting ready to say, you don't have to worry, because now that we have you locked in, it took us a little bit to coordinate, but now that we coordinated and locked you in, you'll be back very soon to continue this major conversation. But as always, guys, you know what it is. Time always flies when you're having fun. I hope you got some great nuggets from the conversations that we've had today. I mean, we have been educated. There you go, Sherri. Show your notes, baby. I'm telling you, such an informative episode. And as I always say, don't be selfish. Share, baby. Share the love, share the information. So be sure to like, share, and love this episode, okay? And make sure you follow B3rdPower so you don't miss a beat. But as always, we tell you, it is a great day to make a difference in the lives of those that are around you. I'm Lynn Tate.
And I'm Sherri Cook.
And this has been B3rdPower, your virtual episode. You all have a safe and wonderful week. Thank you, David. Thank you, Ethel.
Thank you.
You guys, and we will see you next week. Have a good one.
Join us for a B3rdPower special edition. It's the Virtual Youth Summit Town Hall, presented by Keon Works. We're continuing the conversation and putting the pieces together for change. August the 23rd, 2020 at 5 p.m. We're calling all youth advocates, entrepreneurs, and empowerment program directors. Register today at eventbrite.com. This is an episode you don't want to miss. B3rdPower Youth Summit Town Hall. Be there.